My name is Georgia Free. I studied a Bachelor of Advanced Science, majoring in chemistry, and I graduated in 2017. I fully intended to do my Masters of Research, and straight after graduating, I was lucky enough to get a studentship, a 3-month research scholarship at the CSIRO up in Newcastle. While I loved the experience and I really appreciated the, I guess, research space, it wasn't something that I could see myself doing. So I actually ended up taking a gap year. I heard an ad on the radio that they needed a producer for their breakfast show. It was a 6-month contract. It was just covering someone for maternity leave. And I thought, I'm not quite ready to go back to research, but maybe I can do this thing for 6 months while I figure out what I want to do. Long story short, I ended up applying and I got the job and I ended up staying at that radio station for 6 years. I was originally a breakfast producer, not once, but twice. I also learned a lot in various roles. They kept me on as a video production assistant, and then I went into announcing, and I ended up becoming the drive announcer for the Hope 1032 drive show. 3 p.m. till 7 p.m. And I had my own show. It was all me, no producer, nothing like that. I ran the whole thing. And I did that for the last 3 years I was there. And that was just incredible. That was a dream come true. I loved getting to connect with people in that way on radio, honing in my communication skills. I talked so much about science on the radio. I'm sure people got sick of it, but I loved sharing all the science stories. So that was really great. But after 6 years, it was time to move on. And then in 2024, I got a job here at the Garvan Institute. So I am currently the Scientific Services Coordinator. So basically, we have about 30 labs here across 2 buildings. We have over 3,000 pieces of equipment, and it's my job to maintain all of them, pretty much. Yeah, I run stock takes and inventories and weekly maintenance on problem pieces of equipment. It's just my job to know all the ins and outs of what's happening. To be frank, I went in completely honest with them and I'm like, I have no media experience. I did not study media at university. But I have done science, and a science degree prepares you for so many different career paths. As I think anyone with a science degree will testify to that. I've met so many people from so many different backgrounds that have done science degrees that have ended up in government, in politics, in law, in business, in media. There's actually a surprising number of people who have a science background in radio, and I don't know exactly why. But I think it could be something to do with the structure of radio shows and kind of having that almost formulaic way of connecting and speaking to audiences. I loved the structure of a shift. I knew, exactly when my breaks were, but then you also had that kind of creativity within a shift to, I guess, flex the other side of my brain. So I basically sold myself as someone who was a science communicator. Yeah, I'm just grateful they took a chance on me because clearly it worked. They kept me for 6 years and I ended up really loving my job. And honestly, science was such a major help, especially in those first roles as a producer. There's so much going on, and you have to have this eye for detail, attention for detail, calm under pressure. And I think anyone who's been in a chemistry lab and is doing a 4-hour practical when nothing's working, it's kind of the same feeling.